people. Nice to see you. Anyway, here I am outside in its rarity. I decided to film a video on the food that I feed Raymond in the sunshine. Now this is just predominantly for Ray, and I'll explain why in a minute. This is everything, even right down to the grass and the herbs that I pick him. I'll just go and show you Ray, and then you can understand what I'm on about. So he's walking to the barn. There's Rolly. Again, he's on something completely different to eat. He's suspicious of the camera. Here's Romeo. He's a new addition. Muddy as always. Good boy. Yeah, good lad. And then we've got Raymond, who's sulking at me because I told him off. And also he's done a roll, which is very much like him when he's been told off. Okay, so as you can see, great, he's got his back to us. You can see he's now got a mane. When he arrived, he was bold and very, very anxious and upset and sore. And I suspected that he had sweet itch, or I've been told he'd had sweet itch. Knowing the breed so well like I do, I took an overhaul of his diet quite radically. And I think, and I'm pretty sure after a few tests, that we think he has a food allergy, and I didn't even hesitate to change his diet because I knew that something was up. Look at his mane now. I mean, he had nothing. He's been here 3 months. Dirty horse, ignore him, he's so messy. His skin is shiny when he's not been rolling. Let's see, it's just dust. And it moves freely under the fingers. His mane is soft. His eye is really bright and less stressed. The light, oh, excuse me, the light is not brilliant in here. He's just got much better skin. It used to feel dry and cracked when you used to touch it, and he was so hesitant, and he used to have a weeping nose, which again has gone. Again, when humans have a food allergy, their nose tends to run, so I knew I was in the right ballpark with this one. There, his eye's bright, there you go. And he's generally got mane. He's also a very happy boy these days. He used to be quite sour, didn't we? Eh? So this is Raymond, and this diet is predominantly about him. I'm going to go outside and show you what I feed him now. So with Ray and with Iberians, they do like a high grain diet. They don't do well on things like balancer or anything containing whey, and his diet consisted of a balancer, and it contained whey protein, which is a byproduct of milk. And I don't know if horses eat milk in the wild, never seen them putting up a chair at a local milkshake bar, but I felt straight away that it was causing him to itch and feel very upset with himself. So I gradually changed his diet. You should never change a horse's diet immediately or give them colic. So I started to introduce more grains and more fibrous chaff and more herbs to his diet gradually, and I also introduced a black Himalayan salt lick for his skin, to give his skin the lovely rich colour that he is, and he is pure black, so I'm very lucky to have him actually. But I digress. And within 48 hours of me just introducing the new diet to him, I'd noticed that he had completely stopped scratching, and he was so much happier. He was looking forwards to me walking in the barn. He's looking forward to his food. He stopped rubbing his neck up and down the wall, and I knew straight away that the diet swapping had been a really good idea, and I've now gradually introduced him to a completely new diet which he loves. And what I'm about to show you is what he gets in a day. And this time of year, when the sun's out and it's spring and everything's in flower and bloom, I go out picking herbs like a crazy person with my wicker basket, and I've been seen doing it. I'm okay with that. But I come back from the woods literally with a basket full of chamomile flowers and clivers and anything I can find that I know will be good. And also I stock up my medicine cabinet for the coming year. So I've just got a little comfrey that I'm drying at the moment, and I'm also drying nettles ready for winter. But I'll do a winter video separately. This is a summer video because it's featuring some summer herbs and of course the great stuff that we all love, which is grass. So what I'm going to do now is stop talking so fast and go out there and show you what I feed Raymond. Excuse ums and ers, sometimes I can't recall everything immediately without actually having a piece of paper in front of me. So I will take you outside. Rolly is desperate to be in the video. He's shaking his head up and down. This boy is very interesting because he's nearly 25 years old and he looks absolutely amazing, but I've been feeding him differently, so we'll do that another time. And then we've got Maverick, who's Sam's little friend, belongs to Gilly Davison. He's got his pride out at the moment. Cheers, Mav. But he has got Cushing's and laminitis, and again he needs a completely separate video because we're managing him well, and he's good so far, and we are into June nearly, so that's good. And here we go, this is his buffet table. So nice and simple, we'll start from the hard feed. So, oh, and he fell over. We've got the Healthy Herbal Chaff by Thunderbrooks. This is a close-up of it, as it flies everywhere. Yeah, so this is delicious. I tell you what, this is the Weetabix of the horse world. It's I've got a little bag of it here to show you how the packaging would look, because I split the bag and tip it into bins. But this is Thunderbrook Equestrian Healthy Herbal Chaff. Keep calm and smell me, apparently. I've never read that before. So it's got dried meadow grass, linseed oil, mint leaves, chamomile and lemon balm, and it's got absolutely no GM ingredients, no chemically treated straw, no molasses, no soy and no alfalfa. And it does smell, when you first open the bag, I'm not sure about these plastic bags, but it does smell absolutely gorgeous. Like you just want to just pour some milk over it and chow down. But he gets this twice a day, this amount here. And the sun's back out, yay! So excuse varying light changes, but I can't do much about that at the moment. Then he gets Ride and Relax, which is Stay Calm Without the Barley. Now this contains, again, it's low starch and low sugar. I'm pretty sure the sugar triggers him off, actually. I have got another mix that I'm introducing, but again it's not much different to this, and this contains a lot of grains and split peas, and again a bit more linseed, wheat, oat straw, calcium and grass meal, and a few more herbs and some garlic. But it consists, that's what the packaging looks like. It's Allen and Page. It's non-heating because actually he's got enough whiz pop bang without having to have any additions to that. As much as I'd like to feed him oats, I'm not going to. So it looks like this. Again, I know it's got chaff in it, but you can't go wrong with too much roughage, to be honest with you. But this is what I was looking to get out of my feed for him, which is lots of split peas and mulled maize. Again, I hear people saying, don't feed that, feed a balancer. But do you know what? I'm not feeding balancer, so don't bother commenting. Here we go. I'm looking for lots of these, and there are lots of grains in here, and sunflower seeds and split black peas, which is something that they like a lot. And so this is his daily portion. That's not one meal, that's his daily portion, and this is his one meal portion here. Next we've got the Thunderbrook herbal nuts, which are absolutely amazing. These smell like a meadow. Sorry, they're meadow nuts, not herbal nuts. They are made from wildflowers, and they literally have meadows that are untouched by the human hand for years and completely untreated chemically, and they're 1000% natural. And they gather the flowers at the end of the season, and they chop them all up and they infuse them into a nut, and they add a little bit of mint. Oh, it smells so good. And it smells like you're walking in to, you know when you're walking to a greenhouse or a meadow and you get that sweet soapy smell and you sort of drink it in with your nose? Well, this is exactly what these nuts smell like, and the horses go mad for them. Let's see if I got a test subject. They're really, really good, and they don't contain anything nasty. See, gobble gobble. Let me just go and get the bag. Vlogging fail as I walk past my bandages. We're talking about you, Ray. Okay. Again, I've improved his condition so much on this particular feed. Healthy Herbal Meadow Nuts. There we go, this is the bag. I've just bought another bag, hence why I've had to come in here. Pure British wildflowers in a sack. Now they've got nothing in them, no chemical features whatsoever. And yeah, so they're used on, they come from the grassland of the family's farm. There's a little bit of history on the back which is really nice, but I won't go into that. They're low starch, low nitrate, low protein, high fibre, so they're good for laminitis, but again, completely different story, that one. And if I just go to the front, sorry about this, not very professional. It's got bird's foot, chicory, sainfoin and dandelion in here, and they've all got amazing health benefits. Again, this is a separate video that I'm going to be doing on herbs and wildflowers, but I wanted you to just have a little look. And they really are delicious. I wish I was a horse. They are yummy, yummy, yummy. And I give them as a source of fibre for him, although he's got a lot of roughage in his chaff. And I also give them as treats. So when we're working in hand or on the ground, or he's been a good boy, I give them a handful of the nuts, and it always goes down really well. See, Romeo's asking for some now. So again, we're going to digress from the video. All these products are available at Barnstable Equestrian Supplies. My only supplier, the only one I will use, is Jilly at Barnstable Equestrian Supplies, because she's very reasonable. Here we are. And I haven't got any for you, my darling. Anyway, let's go back out to here. So I'm at livery. Oh, Maverick. I am at livery here. Again, they're great treats for horses that've got laminitis, because they literally are just fibre and flowers. Good boy. Right. So I've covered the hard feed, and I'm going to move into herbs. Now, I buy Equus Health Super Skin. I used to buy my own herbs and mix my own mixture up, but now I'm on to this. Now, he's been having this from day one. This could also be part of the reason why he stopped scratching, but it contains seaweed, clivers, burdock and calendula. Clivers is sticky weed. Okay, this is clivers. You'll see it growing naturally around, and again, a separate video really, but this is the stuff. It sticks to your clothes if you're not in the UK. I don't know if it's just a UK herb, I'm not sure, to be honest with you, but if it's this kind of thing we used to play with at school, we used to like grab it and try and stick it on your mate's jumper. This is clivers, and it comes in here in a dried format. Calendula is soothing, and burdock's also soothing, and it's meant to help itchy horses. Now, I normally add chamomile flowers, but this time of year they are everywhere. This is what they look like. So he's having those daily just to keep in a nice calm settled tummy as well. And then in the winter I buy them, I dry them down, or I buy them if I can't dry them, but at the moment I'm drying a load as well. So he gets Super Skin, which is fab. I love it. He gets a handful every day. Let me give you an insight into what it looks like. So it's quite strong smelling, but that'll be the garlic. And he gets fenugreek as well, which is in here. And that's what it looks like. And it's got whole dandelion heads in here, which is the burdock flower. There we go. All dried up, won't they love? The horses love this. Who wants this then? Okay, he doesn't like those, clearly. Rarely will. Now. Cheers, guys. If they're in the feed, they chow them down, but try and feed, I just don't know why I didn't eat that actually. Anyway, so that's the added herb. So he gets a handful of those every day. So what I would do is I'd mix it all up in here, and then add that, and that would be one feed. Then we move into haylage. So he gets haylage, really good haylage from a local farm. I'll put the products in the description bar below. And he also gets Himalayan salt. Now he gets the black rock salt lick, which is this one. And he also gets ground down pink Himalayan salt. Now I've run out, so I've just popped a salt lick in here just to show you what I mean. If you've never seen it before, which I find hard to believe they're everywhere at the moment, this is what it looks like. And when it's ground down, it's a very pretty pink. Now the Himalayan rock salt is, it just contains extra minerals that are mined in the Himalayas. and I just like to add a little bit of salt. A, it replaces any lost moistures, and B, I also like them to drink, and if they've got salt in their food, it encourages them to drink, which keeps them hydrated. And this is just something for him to lick in the stable. Now the Himalayan black salt rock is supposed to be it's meant to help support a balanced, calm, steady digestion. It's meant to be good for the most sensitive of digestive systems. So if you've got a horse that has ulcers, this is the stuff you want them to have. Basically, if you feed charcoal, you're looking along the same lines as this. This has got the same kind of effect as charcoal. It creates that sloppy kind of gut feel, and it soothes the gut. It's really awkward to hand it and talk to you at the same time. It's brilliant for keeping skin clean and sharp and clear, which is why I feed it to Raymond, because his skin was like, it was like touching wood. It had nothing in it. It felt lifeless. It just felt like I was touching a dry, crusty old piece of wood that was about to go on the fire. He just felt awful, and his movement was the same as well. It contains a great source of sodium chloride and trace elements of iron and magnesium, and I kid you not, he gets through one of these every couple of weeks. And they hang in the box, and I'll just there's the rope on the end. I'll show you, but I'm not going to walk back in the barn. But they hang on a rope, and that's it there basically. Then ad lib, I feed carrots. These are more treats. I always slice them lengthwise. I don't get them every day. Sometimes I get an apple. It's a treat in the feed. It makes them sort through the feed and really, you know, mix it up with their own lips, and it's just something for them to do. His feed bowl's there. Always rubber feed bowl. Always feed on the ground, never in a manger. I always feed on the ground for one reason only: they get to stretch out their necks and the natural ligament that runs along the back. Horses eat with their heads down, so why would we feed them with their heads up? You're just creating more problems you need to fix when you're riding. And I've noticed the muscle underneath his neck has completely relaxed since he's been feeding on the ground, which is lovely. And lastly, I go and pick herbs. So we have pineapple flowers or chamomile. I'm going to put them in there just so he knows where he's going with those. Lots and lots and lots of fresh spring grass. I mean, it contains everything they need in that. Delicious, and he doesn't have any problems like Cushing's or laminitis, so he can have as much as he likes at the moment. Then he gets milk thistles. Now I'm going to do a separate video on this because there's two types of thistles in the UK. The milk thistle is really good for liver and any endocrine, I can't speak, function, so that's good for him, and he has that as a treat. He'll probably get this amount every day this time of year. During the winter I feed dried milk thistle that comes from Equus Health. And then clivers, which is a sticky weed. I love this stuff, and the horses absolutely adore it, and it's brilliant for the lymphatic system, and it keeps everything moving, and again, it's a treat. As you can see, I don't have to go very far for some amazing herbs and flowers. I'm looking at these little fellas there that have come through the past few days. And if you look inside, we've got yarrow, and yarrow, again, a different video, but it's very good for the horses. What you should do is observe your horses eating. They are foragers and not grazers. They'll look for what they need. And yeah, that's it really. That's what he gets in a day. This is Ray's buffet table, and I don't get that. I'm not lucky enough to get that. Ooh, lovely and sunny outside. I have my mason jar filled with granola and fruit coulis. I'm still fat, but so that's where I'm going with that. I really hope you enjoyed this little video on Raymond's diet, and the next fella we're going to talk about is this boy, and this is feeding the laminitic and Cushing's pony, and as you can see, he's got a little head twitch, but I'll explain about that in another video. He's perfectly okay. He's lived with it for a long time. This is Maverick, and he gets on with life really well. Okie dokie. Anyway, thank you for watching this video. Like and subscribe, and keep joining me weekly for more videos on how I do life with the horses. Bye!